Hey everyone! So today, we're going to tackle a topic that is absolutely crucial if you're a health sciences student, viral hepatitis. We're going to meet the 5 main villains in this story. That's A, B, C, D, and E. And I'm going to show you a super simple framework that will make remembering them for your exams, well, incredibly easy. So let's just dive right in.
So first, let's talk about the liver. Just for a second, I want you to imagine this football-sized factory inside you that's working 24/7. I mean, this thing is your personal filtration plant, it's your defense headquarters against infection, it's the main processing center for literally everything you eat and drink. So what happens when that factory catches fire? That's really the big question we're answering today.
And the answer to that question is hepatitis. The name itself is a total giveaway. Heper is just Greek for liver, and itis always means inflammation. So hepatitis literally is an inflamed liver. And yeah, sure, things like alcohol or certain drugs can cause it, but today we're focusing on the 5 main viral culprits that love to attack this vital organ.
Okay, trying to memorize 5 different viruses, especially when you're under exam pressure, it can be tricky. So here's the system we're going to use. We're splitting our 5 villains into 2 very distinct teams. Team Vowels, that's A and E, and Team Consonants, that's B, C, and D. Trust me, this simple split is the key that unlocks everything.
So let's get started with our first group, Team Vowels, Hepatitis A and Hepatitis E. What's cool about them is they share a common method of attack, which makes them super easy to remember as a pair.
All right, here it is. This is probably the single most important memory hook for this team. Just repeat this to yourself, burn it into your brain. The vowels come from the bowels. It sounds a little silly, I know, but this one phrase tells you almost everything you need to know about how you actually get hepatitis A and E. So both A and E are spread through what we call the fecal-oral route. It sounds a bit gross, I get it, but it just means you ingest food or water that's been contaminated. Think poor sanitation, or maybe someone not washing their hands before they make your sandwich. Now, both of these cause an acute or short-term illness, but there is one crucial difference you have to know. For hepatitis E, just remember, E is for expecting. This virus is especially dangerous for pregnant women. For them, it can become way more severe.
All right, let's switch gears and move on to our second group, Team Consonants. This is hepatitis B, C, and D. Now let me tell you, this team plays by a completely different and often much more dangerous set of rules.
And just like the vowels, the consonants have their own killer memory hook. B, C, and D come from body fluids. These guys are not spread by contaminated food. Nope. They are transmitted through blood, through sexual contact, and from a mother to her baby during birth. This is a really critical distinction to make.
Okay, let's break this team down a bit. Hepatitis B. It can be acute, sure, but its real danger is its sneaky ability to become a chronic, lifelong infection that just silently wrecks the liver over years. Now, hepatitis C. This one is the master of disguise. It's almost always chronic, and most people have zero idea they're infected for decades, until really serious liver damage shows up. The fantastic news, though? We now have a cure for Hep C. And then there's hepatitis D. For this one, just think D for dependent. It's like an incomplete virus. It's a freeloader that can't infect you on its own. It absolutely needs hepatitis B to survive. It basically wears Hep B like a coat to get into your liver cells.
So your liver is inflamed. What does that actually look and feel like? Well, whether it's from a vowel or a consonant, the initial acute symptoms often look pretty much the same.
When your liver factory isn't filtering the way it should, you get these classic signs, like jaundice, that yellowing of the skin and eyes. You might also feel just wiped out, super fatigued, nauseous, maybe have pain in your upper right belly, and your urine might get really dark, like tea-colored. These are your body's alarm bells going off.
But here is the most important point, especially for hepatitis B and C. The most dangerous symptom is very often no symptom at all, silence. They can be silent killers, just living in your body for 20, 30 years, slowly scarring your liver, leading to cirrhosis or even cancer, all while you feel totally fine. Knowing the villains is half the battle, right? So now let's talk about defense. How do we protect our liver factory from these viruses? Well, the strategy is really all about prevention. Our defense plan boils down to a pretty simple 3-step strategy. For the vowels, A and E, it's all about sanitation. Simple stuff, washing your hands, making sure you have safe food and water. For the consonants, B, C, and D, it's about safety. Things like avoiding shared needles and practicing safe sex. And of course, the ultimate shield against some of these, vaccination.
We have some amazing, highly effective vaccines for hepatitis A and B. And here's a fantastic bonus point to remember. Because hepatitis D is completely dependent on B, getting the hepatitis B vaccine actually gives you 2-for-1 protection. It protects you from both B and D. I mean, that's one of the best deals in medicine, right? Okay, let's lock all this in with a super quick recap. You ready? First up, Team Vowels, hepatitis A and E. How do you get them? Remember, vowels come from the bowels, so contaminated food and water. Easy.
Next, Team Consonants. Hepatitis B, C, and D. Where do they come from? You got it. Body fluids. That means blood, birth, and sexual contact.
And what about their special features? Just remember, D needs B to survive. And C is the chronic one, that master of disguise, but it is now curable. These are the key facts that are going to make all the difference for you.
So there you have it, the 5 villains, their 2 distinct teams, and your game plan for defense. You now have the framework to tell them apart on any exam, no problem. But, more importantly, you have the knowledge to protect yourself and your future patients. So the final question is, with this knowledge, is your factory safe?